Hello and welcome to class. We're gonna to do a Hatha class, especially for spine, anterior core, the movements of the spine, and a little bit of shoulder work. So no sun salutations, no vinyasas. It's not a dynamic class. We start in tabletop position. Come to your knees and your hands. Spread your weight evenly between hands and knees. And bring your spine in a neutral position. The lower spine is in their neutral kind of form, and look forward in front of your fingertips. Suck your navel slightly in. And we start with a bit of child's pose and cow pose movement. Lift your chest and let your lower spine sink in a bit. Then navel in, round your back, and shift backwards towards your heels. With your next inhale, come forward into cow pose, and then again back, round spine, into extended child's pose. 2 more of these. Inhale, cow, lift your chest, exhale, round your spine and shift back. 1 more. Your arms stay straight. Again, 1 back. Come forward again, shoulders over your wrists, knees under your hips. Lift your left leg, straighten your leg parallel to the floor. Lift your eyes and your chest. Inhale here, then round your back and bring knee to nose. Inhale again, straighten your leg, lift your back, lift your breast. Exhale, round your back, knee to nose, at least as far as it goes. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Then stay with your leg lifted. Bring your lower ribs slightly in, and then lift your right arm. Thumb up, navel in, arm and leg straight and parallel to the floor. 1 last inhale here. Then lower down, hand and knee back to the mat. Lift your right leg parallel. The foot is active, the leg is active. Suck your navel in. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, round your back, knee to nose. Inhale, leg back, lift up. Exhale, round. 2 more. Last one. Then stay with your leg lifted, straight leg active, and lift your left arm. Thumb up. Keep your breath steady and regular. Then lower your hand and your knee back to the floor. Come into plank pose. Feet hip distance, shoulders, hands under shoulder, or a little bit wider, that's okay. Press your hands down and look forward. Press the floor away. Suck your navel in. Your pubic bones comes to your breastbone. Inhale and then lower to the floor or onto your belly. So bring your hands under your forehead, navel in, and then try to lift both legs at the same time. Only the legs. Locust without upper body. Lower your legs again, we're working on that. Bring your arms to the sides, palms down. Then normal locust, lift your chest, arms and legs. Just standard locust, Shalabhasana. Roll your shoulders back behind you. One last inhale here, lower down, and then bring your arms in front of you, a little wider than shoulder width. Suck your navel in, and now lift your legs, your chest and your arms. And then lower down. Last variation. Bring your elbows next to your, or at the same height as your shoulders to the side. Navel in. Lift first your arms and your chest and then your legs. And make the actions as if you tried to pull your elbows in towards your body. Lower down, hands next to ribs, come up onto all fours and now into a downward facing dog. Lift your hips, push the hands into the mat, and then begin to bicycle your legs, one heel toward the floor at a time, bend the other knee deeply. Okay. Stay in downward facing dog. Try to lift your sitting bones a little bit more. Suck your navel in and heels are heavy. Then look between your hands. Bring your right foot between your hands and your left knee to the floor. Come up, hands on thigh. And pull yourself a little bit backwards. Push both feet firmly into the floor. A little bit of a backward tilting with your pelvis, posterior tilt, and then lift both arms next to your ears. Reach with your arms and push with your feet. Navel in, breathe deeply. Bring your right hand on your right thigh and your left hand under your shoulder. Twist to your right and lift your right arm. Now create some circles with your right long arms. First back, down, in front of you, again up. Slow motion, steady, controlled movement. One more. And then lift your arm again. Arms stack over the other. And push your upper shoulder a little bit more back. Back side of your head more back. Lift your breastbone. One last inhale here. And then right hand down. Step back into down dog. Come forward into plank pose. Lower down to the floor. For Sphinx pose, bring your elbows under your shoulders. Push the floor and then interlace your fingers. Push your forearms firmly down and lift your chest. Slide your elbows back. Now we make the transition segue into forearm plank. Lift your hips, curl your toes, straighten your legs. Stay here. Pelvis at the same height as your upper body, your chest. Press the floor and breathe. One last inhale, then lower down. Hands next to chest, next to ribs for cobra pose. Inhale, come into cobra. Exhale, down. We're going to repeat it 3 more. Inhale into cobra, find your height. Exhale, down. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. One last. And then down onto all fours and back into down dog. Stay here. Breathe deeply. Lift your sitting bones. Heels heavy. Back thighs towards the back wall. Navel in. Look between your hands and bring your left foot between your hands. Right knee to the floor. Come up, hands on thigh, shift a bit backwards and press your feet down, especially the back foot. A little bit of posterior tilt with your pelvis, backwards, lift your arms. Inhale here, then right hand to the floor, left arm to the ceiling. Rotate your chest, stay here, press the floor, and then begin to circle your arm, your left arm, back, down and toward the front. And follow your gaze, follow your hand with your gaze. Last circle. And a couple of breaths again. Arms stack, chest rotated, and lean a bit backwards, a little back bend. One last inhale here, then bring your left hand down, step back into down dog. Push back, breathe. And then come either into Vajrasana, into sitting on your heels. If that's not possible, then cross your legs in an easy cross-legged position. So bring your arms back, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back, and then stretch your arms, your hands towards the floor. Lift your chest a bit. Roll your shoulders back. Keep your breathing regular. Then release your hands, elbows to the side, cactus arms, and then bring your elbows forward. Press the elbows together, palms towards you, facing you, and then separate your little fingers, separate your hands, your forearms, but your elbows stays together. Press them together. Then again, elbows to the side. Interlace your fingers behind you. Roll your shoulders back. Stretch your arms. Lift your chest. Release your hands, elbows to the side. Now, right arm over your left arm for Garudasana, eagle arms. Elbows pressing together. Lift them up and push them forward. Again, cactus arms, elbows to the side. Again, interlace your fingers behind you, shoulders roll back, chest lifting. Elbows to the side, yet now left upper arm over right upper arm, elbows pressing together, lift them and push them away from your body. One last inhale here. Release your arms, roll your shoulders a couple of times. Now find back onto all fours and push back into down dog. Find your regular breathing. And now push forward into plank pose. Look in front of your fingertips, press the floor, suck your navel in, and now lift your right leg. Lift it up, keep it straight, and push the floor. Release your foot down and lift your left leg. Straight leg, both straight legs. Look slightly forward and press the floor. Suck your navel in, keep breathing, release the foot down and press back into down dog. Now the same thing from down dog. Lift your right leg as high as you can. Shift your weight forward, shoulders over hands. Inhale here and back into three-legged down dog. Let your foot come down to the floor. Normalize your down dog. Lift your left leg up and behind you. Shift forward into three-legged plank pose. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale back into three-legged dog. And then foot down. Again, right leg up and behind. Shift forward to three-legged plank. Maybe lift your left hand a bit or longer. Hand down, three-legged dog, foot down. Same on the other side. Left leg up, shift forward into three-legged plank. Maybe stretch and lift your right arm. Hand down, three-legged dog, and foot down. Inhale here, exhale here. Inhale here, exhale. One more, inhale, and exhale. Now look forward and come to the middle, the place between hands and feet, and come here into Malasana, into squat pose. Upper arms on the inner thighs, hands together, lift your chest and let your hips be heavy. Now transition into a sitting position, feet in front of you. Make sure that you have place behind you. And grab your thighs from the back side and roll in a controlled way onto your back. Arms next to your sides and both legs towards the ceiling. Okay. Inhale here, legs stays as they are. Roll up, lift your head, lift your shoulders, lift your arms. Push the lower back into the mat and then lower your right leg almost to the floor. Stay with your upper body, lift your right leg again up and then lower your left leg toward the floor. Lift the leg up. Now lower your head and shoulders and bring your heels towards your buttock. We are working on that in a similar way, both legs straight, arms next to your side. With your next exhale, roll up and lower your right leg. Now bring both arms on the outside of the left leg. Lift your left shoulder away from the floor. Reach forward, keep your breathing. Arms to the middle. Switch legs, both arms to the right side and lift your right shoulder away from the floor. Reach, breathe. Back to the middle and then lower down, head down, knees over belly. Similar, both legs straight and bring your hands on your thighs, just under your kneecaps. Roll a bit up and then lower your right leg almost to the floor and bring your right arm back and behind you. And the left hand pushes a bit towards the thigh. You could bend your left knee if it's not possible to keep it straight. Lower down, head down, heels to belly, to buttock. Again, both legs straight. Both hands on the sides just under your knees. Roll up and now left leg in front of you, almost to the floor. Left arm behind you. Right hand pushes against the thigh. Release it, come out of the pose. Keep breathing. And bring your heels, foot in front of your hips, a little bit wider, but not too far away. Bring your arms over your head. And now push your feet into the floor and lift your hips into bridge pose. Engage your buttocks, lift your hips, lift your chest. Roll down slowly and controlled. And we're doing it in a similar way. The arm stays behind you. Press your lower ribs into the floor and they will stay there. Now just lift your pelvis off the floor and your chest is still on the floor, and lift your pelvis as much as you can, but stay with your ribs on the floor. Stay here, breathe, and come down again. Again, just lift your pelvis, your lower spine, but not your chest. And then come down again. Bring your arms again next to your side. And bring your right ankle over your left thigh. Grab your left thigh or your left shin bone and pull your legs towards your belly. Shoulders broad and face relaxed. Now only the left foot to the floor. Bring your right side directly over your left thigh, so no gap between your thighs. Arms to your side, and let your both knees towards your left side, let them sink, and turn your head towards your right side. First your head, then your knees up again, feet to the floor, left ankle on your right thigh, grab your right leg, left arm through and pull against your chest. Now just the right foot to the floor and bring the left thigh directly over your right, arms to your side, both knees toward your right thigh, and head turns to the left side. Release that, come out of the pose. Both knees over your belly. Apanasana. If you like, you can roll or wiggle a bit from side to side. And if you have the time to stay a bit in Shavasana, then there will be the time now, or roll onto one side and come into a sitting position. Find stillness in your body for a moment. Close your eyes. Bring your hands together in front of your chest, thumbs on directly on your chest. Then lower your head a bit against your fingers. Feel sort of gratitude for yourself, for your practice. Say yourself, thank you for your time. Take a last deep breath. Then open your eyes, lift your head. Thank you and see you next time.